Well, hello civilians. Welcome back to our channel. And today we will be talking about the 4 ways that you can use to fire your best friend. So, let's begin. Now, running a business is never an easy task. As an entrepreneur, you have to deal with many things that are related to running a business smoothly, day in and day out. Out of millions of those things that bug you on a regular basis, hiring and firing are two of those things. But today we will talk only about the latter one. Now, hiring a person is quite a difficult task in itself, as you have to zero in on that one person who can meet your demands and stay with you for the long term. But since someone is getting a job, it's a positive emotion and it doesn't take a toll on anyone. But that is not the case when you fire someone from your business. Firing is a negative emotion because someone is losing his job and he might also lose his livelihood with the job. But no matter how difficult the decision is, you have to make the decision irrespective of emotions or circumstances. But things get ugly or messy when you have to fire someone who's related to you. If that person is your friend, your relative, or someone you have known for a while, then things can get really ugly and difficult, and you might not know how to process this issue. Now, I faced a similar situation when I was running a startup and I had to fire my best friend because things got ugly and he wasn't up to the mark. But before we begin, we will talk about how not to create circumstances that might lead you to firing someone. Whenever you need to fire someone, this means that you didn't do a 100% job when it came to recruiting people into your company. Now, you need two things to avoid this situation. The number one is clear communication, and the second is probationary period. Now, the number one thing that is clear communication is as follows. Now, had you matched the job requirements with the candidate or the business requirements with your business partner, then things would have been smooth and you wouldn't have to fire someone. So, whenever you hire someone, make sure to brief them about the company culture and see to it that they meet the company values. If this happens, then they would retain themselves as an employee for a longer period of time. Hence, you should have clear communication with your employees and business partners, otherwise, you shouldn't expect to run a business smoothly. You can't blame and fire someone if you didn't communicate them properly to do a particular job. Matching values and clear communication will help you in the long run and will avoid a lot of layoffs, which in turn will help you in reducing your burden and running your business more effectively and efficiently. Now, the second point, probationary period, means that you must have at least a 3 to 6 month probationary period where both the parties have a fair chance of knowing each other. This helps in reducing the friction, and if someone isn't good enough to fit in your culture, then either he can resign or you can fire him. Now that you are done with these two things, we should move forwards on how to fire someone you know. Now, the first one is, what's the vision? When you work with someone, you should make sure that all the people that are involved in the business work for the same vision and mission. If you want your business to be the biggest fish in the market, but your friend was just there to run a small business and earn some decent money, then there will be a lot of friction between you and him. When people start a business, they have different reasons for starting a business. Someone wants to compete with the likes of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and be the next big thing in the world, while some want financial freedom by having a business and some passive income so that they never have to work for money again in their life. Hence, it's extremely important to talk about the vision with your friend or relative before you begin your business journey with them. If you guys have completely opposite opinions where you want to take your business, then it's better to part ways before things get ugly. This was exactly my case. While I wanted to build a big business where I can earn millions or even billions, my friend just wanted a normal business that could help him to achieve financial freedom and never worry about money. And this created a lot of friction between us. Now, the second point is, be direct. Now, firing is tough, but it gets tougher when it comes to firing your friend. And if you decide to fire him, then be a man or woman that you're supposed to be and talk to them directly. Don't send someone to tell them that they are no longer in business. If you really want to keep your respect as a person, then go to them directly and talk to them face to face. You don't want to give them hints or slip this information between conversations. Be direct, be bold, and tell them that you have made a decision to fire them. This doesn't mean that you have to be cold-blooded. Don't make the same mistake as I did. You know what I did? I sent my friend a simple text message that we are firing you. Out of the most disgusting things that I've ever done, this is the worst thing. Be brave, be direct, but be gentle and talk to them politely while you're firing them. They may be mad at you first, but they will ultimately respect you in the long run if you're brave enough to talk to them directly. Now, the third point is, warn them. If you have to fire someone, then this means that they aren't up to the mark and they aren't doing their job in the desired way. What you can do is evaluate their performance every week and give them some tips and suggestions about where to improve and where to cut back. Your recommendations will serve as a feedback and will give them some insight into how to adjust their approach to retain their job. If they don't follow up on the feedback, then firing them wouldn't be a surprise. It's better to follow up on a person when they are with you in your business than to just approach them and fire them in a single stroke of decision. Usually people know that things aren't going great and they would be fired. Hence, always follow up with a friend or relative who isn't having a good time at your company. Performance evaluations will ease out the firing process and save you a lot of time. Now, the fourth and the last point is hire slow and fire fast. Now, this one is a classic and will be followed by everyone who plans on running a business. Let's take an example of dating. When you decide to date a person, you take your own sweet time to understand and evaluate the person before settling with him or her. Same is the case with entrepreneurship. You don't just hire a lot of people and then work together in business. It is because the company culture that you're building might be very different to the employees that you just hired. The same employee that might not be a perfect fit for a company might thrive in another company because his personality matches the company's culture. Hence, be sure to hire slow and watch how things work out. And also be sure to fire anyone fast who isn't aligned with your company's culture. If you fire people fast, then you not only save your time but also their time, because now they can look for a job in a company where they might thrive better than your company. Now, concluding things up, all we would like to say that it might look easy, but believe me, it's a lot harder than you think. Once you are into running a business for a few months or years, you would be quite good in handling human resources. But until then, don't make the same mistake as I did. Be bold, but be intelligent. Now, I hope that this content helped you in some way. And if it did, please comment below and tell us. Well, that was it for today, CiBillions. Now, if you really liked our content, then please like, comment, share and subscribe, because your likes motivate us to make more content just for you. And do follow us on Instagram, because our community of like-minded people is growing bigger day by day. So, thanks for being with us until the end. We'll see you in the next one, and thank you.